Their sister looks nothing like them. Have you seen?
In 2010, 6 black teenagers drowned in the Louisiana Red River. Researchers found that 70% of black people do not know how to swim, that black kids are 3 times more likely to drown. The question became, why do blacks possess the fear of water? I've heard sharks followed slave ships crossing the Atlantic Ocean, trailing black bodies thrown overboard. I heard during slave time, white masters refused to let blacks learn them to swim because a swimming slave could get away, could swim to freedom, could figure out a way to wade in the water. I heard that little black kids ain't nothing but gator bait. Gator bait let you catch an alligator so big, so vicious, it bite like racism. Black mamas be like, keep your kids out the water, it ain't safe, child. I heard a Jim Crow North and a Ku Klux South kept coloreds out of public swimming pools and off public water fountains. I heard they hose niggas down with a firefighter water hose like you hose down a rabid dog in the summertime heat of New Orleans. I heard come hell or high water, they were gonna watch niggas drown in a hurricane down south. Heard they knew the levees was gonna give in and break, knew the waters was coming to wash niggas away. Tell me, how do a nigga keep their head above water if niggas can't swim? Niggas can't doggy paddle, niggas can't tread water, niggas jump but never jump in. I sprint, you swim, niggas can't float, our bodies too dense. We don't fuck with the rain cause our head just got dead. I heard yesterday in Detroit, they cut the water off. I heard the water don't run. I heard the faucets run dry. I heard kids are dehydrated. Niggas is thirsty. Heard they've been gasping for air, been drowning in oppression for what feels like forever. Ever since crossing the Atlantic, been feeling lost at sea, been feeling like a fish out of water, like a body sinking in the deep end, like treading troubled waters and drowning.
The dead won't let me sleep. The living won't let me die in peace. My heart filled with the yesterday that never happened. My hands filled with my face. My long breaths bleeding between my fingers. I killed myself once, but my lives are plural. That's why I can speak to the immoral like I'm immortal. The mind is fertile. Birth of verse with no epidural. The truth hurts. Speaking life into the dead as if it's normal. This is the lion-hearted, the fire starter, the sound and the fury, William Faulkner, the color purple, Alice Walker, Canterbury Tales, Geoffrey Chaucer. Every people was sent a prophet, but also every people was sent an imposter. Likewise, every people have been sent an author to tell their story. This is the tale of what turns a man into a monster and what turns that monster into a martyr. In the shadow of untold trauma, the secret art of how to unfold karma and the divine unknown drama, true and living. We're just trying to make black history, but it's like they're trying to make blacks history and won't even write a eulogy for you and me. Misery loves company, but the company loves misery. The company will co-op your story and sell your minstrel show in HD. Our suffering seen more vividly. Obviously, niggas are NSFW. They don't want to pay you but peddle you or just petty cash to settle you. That's why it's hard to employ me, but even harder to ignore me. The irony isn't lost on me how they made slaves of the masters of ceremonies. Ha, clever, me, never. They like their bitches spayed, niggas neutered. Nigga babies carefully tutored to be foolish, yet ruthless, to eat garbage and drink sewage, to the point where even saying African American sounds like a nigga Judas. The American dream is a love song gone wrong, a fantasy long gone. But if you knew this and still wanna be a slave, then you stupid and useless. I'm gonna tell you straight. This ain't no shucking and jiving pickaninny, nigga. This the pick of the litter, alpha male. You still smell like infamil, imbecile. I'm Oscar Grant, still mourning Emmett Till. I'm Emmett Smith, no NFL, running and juking in the killing fields. But them killing fields deadly enough even to make Emmett still. I admit still, shooken up every time I see Emmett's grill. Until my molars spark and I taste battery acid. And maybe that's too drastic. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe seeing dead babies shouldn't faze me, but it does. It does. It does. Are we not flesh and bone? Are we not minds and souls? Our eyes either blind or closed, as if we don't see, as if we don't know. They'll kill you. They'll kill you. They'll kill you like it's no biggie, no diddy. While we arguing over who the king of New York City, they emasculate the greats. Buy Black Panther, Hello Kitty, or slowly assassinate the greats. Goodbye Whitney. You can see the future if you learn history. I'm speaking to you straight and right. They got you leaning left like 450. Whether wealth, weed, or women have you chasing dimes, wasting time. Wait. Wealth, weed, women, chasing wow, that's a triple double entendre and alliteration at the same damn time. Okay, so the Sufi can rhyme. Can we not have another conversation about your top 5 dead or alive? Instead, can we talk about the top 1% and the bottom 99? Or the wise 5% and the deaf, dumb, and blind 85? Or how the circle 7 and the 120 saved our lives? On the boat with Jesus' name, Lucifer came, and then proof of our name went poof, David Blaine. Disappeared between the noose and the chains, euthanasia, introducing the youth to the cane. So we singing and rapping, attempts at reducing the pain. We don't know what else to do with the pain. We don't know what else to do with the pain. They say rap for us, and then they clap for us. Are you not entertained? Standing on my brother's body, are you not entertained? Carrying my son's carcass, are you not entertained? But even with all the battery and the abuse, we are still so beautiful. Our babies like balls of light bright enough to brighten the darkness of the battlefield. But when I look into my daughter's face, it only reminds me that there's a battle still, and that the battle's real, and that a draw is a win for losers. We must win. The truth is, when I said the sky is mine, by mine I meant I and I. By I and I meant you and I. The sky is ours. Heaven's fallen. We either fly or die. We must win. We have died so many times. They have killed us so many times. We have died so many deaths. We have died for everyone. We have died for everything. We have died for nothing. We are done with death. We are done with death. We will not die another day. We are the true and living, and we must win.
The first time I saw her, everything in my head went quiet. All the tics, all the constantly refreshing images just disappeared. When you have obsessive compulsive disorder, you don't really get quiet moments. Even in bed, I'm thinking that lock the door yet, wash my hands yet, lock the door yet, wash my hands yet. When I saw her, the only thing I could think about was the hairpin curve of her lips, or the eyelash on her cheek, the eyelash on her cheek, the eyelash on her cheek. I knew I had to talk to her. I asked her about 6 times. In 30 seconds. She said yes after the third one, but none of them felt right, so I had to keep going. On our first date, I spent more time organizing my meal by color than I did eating or fucking talking to her. But she loved it. She loved that I had to kiss her goodbye 16 times or 24 times if it was Wednesday. She loved it took me forever to walk home because there are lots of cracks on our sidewalk. When we moved in together, she said she felt safe, like no one would ever rob us because I definitely locked the door 18 times. I'd always look her mouth when she talked, when she talked. When she said she loved me, her mouth would curl up at the edges. At night, she'd She'd lay in bed and watch me turn all the lights off and on and 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 off. She'd close her eyes and imagine that days and nights were just passing in front of her. Some mornings, I'd start kissing her goodbye, but she'd just leave because I was making her late for work. When I stopped at a crack in the sidewalk, she just kept walking. When she said she loved me, her mouth was a straight line. She told me I was taking up too much of her time. Last week, she started sleeping at her mother's place. She told me that she shouldn't have let me get so attached to her, that this whole thing was a mistake. But how can it be a mistake that I don't have to wash my hands after I touch her? Love, it's not a mistake. It's killing me. She can run away from this, and I just can't. I can't go out and find someone new, because I always think of her. Usually, when I obsess over things, I see germs sneaking into my skin. I see myself crushed by an endless succession of cards, and she was the first beautiful thing I ever got stuck on. I want to wake up every morning thinking about the way she holds her steering wheel, how she turns shower knobs like she's opening a safe, how she blows out candles, 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 blows out. Now, I just think about who else is kissing her. I can't breathe because he only kisses her once. He doesn't care if it's perfect. I want her back so bad. I leave the door unlocked. I leave the lights on.
To the man on the bus I overheard in conversation tell a woman, presumably a friend, "You are too ugly to be raped." Dear man on the bus, tell the 1 in 5 women of this country that they are beautiful, their 4 counterparts spare torment ugly. Tell the 1 in 3 women of this world that you would not make piñatas of their bodies. Watch morsels of them spill greedily to the famished smiles of your ignorance shaped like bloodthirsty children. How your words hit repeatedly until they broke open like a shattered papier-mâché cradle. Their blood flowed like candy until hollowed inside their jaws mangled into a misfortune from when they tried to scream for their legs torn into a crucifix. Their loud cry of eyes muted. Tell them how beautiful their silence is. Dear man on the bus, from smothering catcalls to a quickened pace of trek home, rape with a dress on, rape without a dress on, raped as children who couldn't even dress themselves. Tell them how ugly their consent was. Tell the depression, the unreported. Tell Mahmoudia, a footnote in crimson Iraqi sands, how beautiful the military silence is and how we don't ask and they didn't tell in the name of country. Tell Elizabeth Fritzl how pretty the flame of her skin was that turned her father into a torturous moth of incest until she gave birth to 7 choices that she never had. Dear man on the bus, tell my 11th grade student Lauren that she wanted it, her beauty had them coming. Tell my 7th grade student Michaela that she wanted it, her beauty had him coming. Tell my 3rd grade student Andre that he wanted it, his beauty had him coming. Tell the 8-year-old me that the God in me I loved fiercely was so gorgeous that cousin twice my age wanted to molest the holy out of me, peeled raw until I was as ugly as she was. Rape is a coward that hides his face in the makeup of silence, a murderous fruit that grows best in the shadows of taboo, a Vietnam prostitute with red, white, and blue skin, a murmur of bodies left vacant by the souls that spend years and years and pills and pills and poems and poems and poems and even death trying to learn how to reclaim them. Dear nameless assailant, this bus carries the burden of your stick and blindfold patriarchy heavy on your tongue, Your words are like a monstrous accomplice thrown up from your throat to the 97% that will never see a jail. Dear man on the bus, as these words fall out of your mouth, I pray that no one ever finds your children beautiful enough to break open and make a silent, decorative spectacle out of them.
Yo. Hi, everybody. Everybody good? Everybody got a mic?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Okay.
Why you looking at me like that? Everybody. This is SoapBOX Poetry Radio. I forgot what episode this is. I was going to start naming off the episodes, but no. I don't know which one. Oh, wait. 12. 12, nigga, 12. That's what I'm going to guess. That is just what I'm going to guess, and I'm going to be happy with my guess. All right. Oh, and speaking of guests, we have a guest. Ooh, with a T. Sadiyah Bashir.
I really wish you didn't say my name like that. Hi.
I'm sorry. All right, we're going to have your interview at 8.
That's lit.
So, like, right now, we just chilling. Talk about some stuff.
It's lit.
Speaking of talking about some stuff, we're going to start off with the debate.
Oh, God.
The debate was hilarious. I enjoyed myself. I really did.
You made it sound like a concert. Yeah, I went, girl, and it was the time of my life.
But it was. I support my children, and I support his children. Oh wait, what was it? I respect his children. That's what she said. Hillary Clinton.
Okay, but I'm just stuck on the fact that, like, Donald Trump, when he was asked about sexual assault, he was like, I mean, yeah, but ISIS don't. Like,
yo, everything was something else. I'm just trying to figure out, do people get it now? Do people see it now? What we've been seeing for months and months and months. This man is crazy.
I think Hillary Clinton's crazy too.
I think they're both crazy.
I think they're both crazy. But people block me on Facebook when I say I think Hillary Clinton is crazy. It's like, how can you say that? You must be supporting Trump. And I'm like, yes, myself as a Dominican Muslim woman, Dominican black Muslim woman, yes, I'm supporting Donald Trump. Okay. Right. That's the story you want to go with. Okay.
Just so many. Well, there was just so many quotable moments in that one debate. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think I could respect Hillary for throwing shade.
You can.
I mean,
well, you know, she has so many older black women endorsing her now.
She got shade now.
She got Mary J. Blige endorsing her. You know, her shade game.
Her shade game has elevated to a whole nother. Yes, Hillary. That's why she go up there and she starts smiling.
Right.
And she's like, "What you gonna do, Donald?" She just looking at her, what you gonna do?
She looking straight at the camera like it's the episode of The Office. Like,
stop. That's ridiculous.
I can imagine it. Like, it's just the cameras going off. It's like, You know what? I haven't snorted on this show in a long time.
She broke.
Yay.
I didn't break. First of all, the memes are hilarious though. The memes are really gold. I think like Meek Mill is to Donald is to Meek Mill as, you know, flowers are to plants. I had to get an easy comparison.
So the point is,
I don't know.
Like,
Meek Mill, Donald Trump is the Meek Mill of Republicans,
right?
And, you know, I guess Hillary could be the Meek Mill of
women.
Women. Damn. The whole gender. Oh man, that's shade for your boom boom.
Yeah, I feel like somebody's gonna be like, "Don't ask her back. She's sexist." I don't know.
No, I mean, why would that make you sexist? I'm sexist. I said sexist. Sexist. There we go. That's the word. Here, this is the ultimate shade beat right here. So yeah. So why would that make you sexist? I don't know.
I think people are like so caught up in like Trump paranoia that it's like once you say anything bad about Hillary Clinton, it's like, no, you can't say anything bad about Hillary Clinton. She has a vagina. Don't do it.
I don't get that whole lesser of two evils concept. I don't either. I don't bang with it.
I don't either.
Because it's like you have a Green Party, you have other people that are. Why don't y'all?
Like, I literally got into this conversation with someone on Facebook because I posted, you know, what Hillary Clinton has been doing to corrupt Haiti, and this is like in the middle of Haiti having this whole natural disaster, and I'm like, everybody needs to check their privilege when they're going to vote for Hillary Clinton because you think she's going to make America safe, and this is what she's doing around the world. And so somebody was just like, doing this is going to allow undecided voters not to gonna sway them to Trump and blah blah blah. And I was like, listen, Hillary Clinton, first of all, is a grown woman, okay? Like, if she can't defend herself for the crap that she's done in the world, that's really not my problem. Like, she's done corrupt things too. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, Hillary Clinton's the best person ever, let's vote for her because Donald Trump is a insert word that isn't ableist. Like,
oh my god. Oh no. But yeah. So I definitely. What did you post? You make me want to look up my phone real quick just to see what it is. I didn't know, because I didn't know she was using anything to corrupt Haiti.
Yes. So like, it's just like the Clinton Foundation, like just the whole Clinton, the whole Clinton people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all of them.
No, it's like the Clinton Foundation. They do just a lot of like corrupt things. Like, I mean, it's Googleable.
It's
you know what I'm
Googleable.
saying?
That needs to be a word.
I can't give all the receipts.
I know that needs to be a word along with adulting. Adulting needs to be in a dictionary.
And Googleable.
Googleable needs to be in a dictionary. All of them. You need to put your mic up if you want to talk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said
you told me I don't need a pair of headphones or nothing, so I'm like,
I
I'm a
said you
chill.
don't need headphones, but you can have your mic.
My bad, I got you.
Everybody, this is Trinae.
Call me Money.
Oh, sorry. This is Money.
Thank you.
Cash Monet. Okay,
Money
Cash
J.
Monet. This is. She's gonna be our slam master for some new stuff. I mean, I kind of gave it away with the first word, but however, she's working with us on the team. That's all I have to say. All right. Anyway, so, speaking of new stuff that's going on, Luke Cage. Luke Cage. Me and Sadiyah were talking about Luke Cage a little bit, and it's like all these black people, man, they just jumping on Luke's cage, man. They jumping on
his wife.
They're jumping on. Oh.
No, I'm just asking. Is that part of what it is? His wife?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay.
Oh
No. It's just
I don't think because I feel like a lot of people.
Oh, his wife is white.
His wife
Yes,
is white.
his wife is white, and I
don't.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of black people are just jumping on, and I feel like they don't know the comic book, so they don't know that his wife is white. And I feel like once it happens, everybody's gonna be like, "Fuck this show!" And it's like, wait, no. You were really pro-black about this show before. Don't do that.
I think what it is it's like, since there's so little representation, black people just want to support it so bad.
Right.
And it's like, oh, we have something. Let's support it to the depths of our soul.
But I see that like that whole, oh, you got a white wife, we can't support you no more, is hypocritical. And simply because a lot of people act like we did it on our own. Like it wasn't white people in the streets with us, fighting with us, protesting with us. Granted, you may see the white person as your oppressor, but let's not act like, because we don't want to all be seen as gangsters and thugs. All white people don't want to be seen as oppressors and bigots. Like, so we can't pretend like we did it on our own. Like white people weren't there with us too.
Right.
That's my issue with it. We can't be hypocritical about it.
The way you.
I'm sorry.
Yo, you.
My whole issue with like Luke Cage is like, just take the first letter of his name. It was an L.
Oh man! Oh
my God!
Oh, I was so unprepared.
Like the show had the plot was very like, he seemed very preachy a lot of times. Like he had this whole conversation like, "Don't call me a nigga," and it was like, "Nigga, like."
That felt like that whole conversation was a token.
Yeah, it felt like it was trying to pander to white people. Like, see, black people don't like to be called niggas too.
Yeah.
It's like the show feels tokenish. The character, the dialogue.
I thought if anything, like the bad guy was like, and that's the worst part. Like I feel like the bad guy Cottonmouth was like the most quintessential Harlem character. Yeah. Like he had that Harlem swag. He had that, you know what I'm saying? And the worst part is he's the bad guy. Like but he was like the most quintessentially Harlem character out of like anybody else.
Man, I don't know. I just wish that like more. I understand like supporting something to the depths of your soul, but can you like support something that you know is like good quality? 'Cause
like
if we
Black
care about
Panther.
that, you know?
Like, yeah.
Even though it ain't come out yet.
Right.
If Black Panther is, I'm going into hiding. Like,
I'm going to be so mad. It's like if the more we support high quality black products, the more high quality black products we're going to have.
Can we get this
Like,
message
it's
across
just
music?
not even a thing.
Can we get that message across
Right.
music, please?
Exactly.
Like,
Across the music. Oh, man.
Please.
Don't. I'm not even going to go into that. I'm not even going to go into that because, it's, music I feel is iffy. It's such a different type of media. It's like, you have stuff that goes to different people. Like some people might be feeling this, more people might be feeling this, and things are changing. So music is a little iffy bit of a conversation when it comes to what people like. And
I think it also depends on like how we view like. Are we talking about music when it comes to just like mainstream, like things you want to hear on the radio? Because if so, you're gonna get crap. Like you're gonna get.
you
crap.
like that song,
but
oh my god, I'm tired of it. They play it every.
you know what I'm saying? Like you can support your local artists. You can support, you know what I'm saying, and put those people out there.
Like,
Definitely.
If you want better music, someone with better music, put that music out. That's all that it is. It's just supply and demand.
People
Supply
don't
and
do that,
demand.
though.
So I guess like now is like my time to like plug in my brother's band.
Oh yeah, your brother got a band.
My brother has a whole band. Yeah.
What?
They're called Leftist, Leftisd.
Wait, hold on. LEFTISD.
T.
That's a T.
Last T. Leftist. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're a local band. They're kind of like the Roots meets like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's lit. I don't say that
So
lightly.
that means like they're planting the chili peppers in the ground and also taking the roots as well.
Right.
Yo.
Right.
That's wild.
Boom.
They have their own natural grown products. That's more than I could say about a lot of people. I want to go home. I'm tired of myself. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about them.
So they're a local band, mostly in DC because I'm not from Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Prince George's County. Woo woo. Most of them are from DC. They've been going for about like 2 or 3 years now, and they're releasing a project soon. But most importantly, they're also releasing a new song called "As Long as the Police Don't Get Me." So I need everybody to watch out for that. Yeah,
that sound deep.
It's
Like
about
6
to be,
feet.
It's about to be fire. It is.
Gotta put on some mellow music now. I love being like an engineer and being like a poetry DJ. But anyway, so if they ever want to put their music on our station, they can.
I got you.
Just give us the connect and we're prepared.
It's lit.
Yes, it's very lit. So
Support black-owned businesses.
This is what networking is.
Yeah.
This is what networking is. Oh, your group? You good, yo. No, you alright.
Right.
You right.
My bad, you right.
Wow.
I'm
Never know.
terrible.
Right.
Like, I'll play
Y'all
with
see this,
you.
right?
I'm not a
There's
bad
no love
person.
here. There's no love here.
I'm not a bad person.
No love here.
It was a joke. It is love here. I promise.
Becca's
No love
like,
here.
I'm not a bad person. I'm just a Gemini.
No, May
That's not an
Geminis
excuse, 'cause I'm
are
a Gemini
worse.
too.
What? Oh,
We are not. Y'all worse.
All right.
All
This
right.
is battle of the Gemini.
I mean, we
Okay.
squad, but we different squad. Like,
Yo, just a minute ago, he was in my face like squad. Oh my gosh, we're gonna go on break real quick. All right, so this is SoapBOX Poetry Radio. Speak outside the box.
I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me. The devil heard I got a message, so he's trying to disconnect me. The mayor said, do the right thing, Doc. So here I am trying to heal the hood. I brought some cameras and my consciousness, a script challenge in politics.
Turn your mask facade into a front. The same con men that are your doctors, lawyers, and policemen.
This is why we call it confrontation.
Second time you brought burning crosses to my front yard. This is why we get so heated when you try us.
When you took me away from Africa and gave me the right to bear arms to protect myself from those who threaten my way of life, the motherland sent her condolences. I'm sorry this American Revolution is a few hundred years late. I'm coming for you. What do you call a man who picks up arms to protect his home from those who terrorize it? A thug or a soldier?
My babies will not be made into a eulogy. Instead, call these demons out by their names. They are your policemen.
First responders don't respond unless our bodies are unresponsive.
I will send you back to the hellhole from which you came.
Call it the backlash of brimstone, a hell on earth. You fear what'll happen when we come together.
Like the heat from our voices, melting the smiles off of their faces. AK-47 against my frame.
Your bodies will frame our mugshots nicely.
We live in poverty, probably seen some things that could take you out of your normal state and turn you to a fiend.
But when the heat rises like yeast, you put more bullets in our bodies than you do bread in black businesses. Oh, hell no!
We want the brothers on the wall!
You come to our neighborhoods, we eat here, and we can't get any brothers on the wall!
The streets is the only place we feel free, but damn, we still ain't free. Look, the police don't know me, but they wanna take out my whole team. Then my niggas on the streets, they shooting too. No sunshine, it ain't bulletproof.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed point be thy name. We hold this gun to protect our sons, pull them back from whence they came.
Just make sure you bury them on the same land as you did Nat Turner.
Now, history repeats itself, and that's just how it goes. Same way that these cops always take my brother's souls. Same thing Darren Wilson did to Mike Brown. Yeah, we know. Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Amadou Diallo. While silly white kids argue over who doesn't see color, look around, Billy, man, they killing all my brothers. They justify our death saying that we kill each other. Sit around, enjoy your privilege while I console my mother. No playing, my life's no joke, and that's true. It's same rope they hung us on, we tie our shoes with. But not today, I pray no grave be paid, cause I came to bring the change. We ain't stupid. So when I pick up my gun to protect my son, don't look at me like I'm crazy, because I told you. I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Anybody? Please protect me.
I'm just saying, if she ain't got a booty, I ain't trying to hit it.
You know a nigga's biggest weakness is a white girl with a fat ass.
These black girls need to watch out, because white girls is winning.
Nah, like a foreign bitch, you know, that Spanish, that Latin type.
Nah, like that Asian type.
Yeah, like a Oriental mixed bitch.
Daddy from the Philippines, mama from Atlantic, mama from Africa.
Mama from sugarcane and segregation, from too much pride and not enough perm.
Mama from the gutter, from Section 8, from hood rat black belly.
But she don't look like her mama though. I don't fuck with black girls. I know 4 brands of hydrocortisone by heart. I have a Pinterest board dedicated to lemon juice recipes for lightening skin.
No, too dark is the answer to a question I've given up asking.
Puerto Rican,
Italian,
Bayesian,
Thai.
I know they want me to be everything I'm not.
I need a girl who knows her place. I don't like that black power shit, that nappy afro shit, that walk out your house like your mama ain't teach you how to look presentable shit. To be woman and black is to be born knowing your beauty does not belong to you.
Is to be the first and last person to love yourself.
Is to know you're not desirable to your own kind.
I grew up learning how to protect men who hate me.
Learned how to be the silencer to their pistol.
Learned how to be the revolution spit shining their spines. Behind every great man is the woman who taught him how to load the ammunition.
Behind every great man is the woman who pulled the trigger. Behind every great man is a chorus of voices buried beneath the gunfire. I want an educated woman. I'm not talking book smart. I'm talking sheet smart. A woman who understands the actual purpose of her mouth. In college, a boy said he didn't date black girls.
Like his mama wasn't a black girl.
Like his sister wasn't a black girl. Like he ain't drink milk and fat off a black nipple.
Like he wasn't birthed from a black womb.
Like a black woman's body ain't been for him.
Ain't spill herself to make room for him.
Like exiting a black woman's body ain't a blessing disguised as a shadow.
Like black ain't beautiful unless it's mixed.
To be woman and black is to be magic.
Is to be the witch that wouldn't burn.
Is to survive the white men with their needles and nooses.
And the black men with their hearts in their knuckles.
To be black and woman and alive is to be resilient. My very existence is defiance. But they want a good woman. A silk-skinned woman soft enough to break.
A woman whose vein is blue enough to get into the club. Who knows her way around the inside of a washing machine.
Who's the color of happily ever after. A woman who knows how to burn off her skin without screaming. Without making a sound.
The J.R. Wood Group of Senior Life Insurance Company offers final expense life insurance coverage for individuals from ages 0 to 85 to apply for coverage. No medical exam, no physical exam, no blood work. Apply by phone or schedule an in-home consultation. We provide products to fit your needs in your budget. Just call the J.R. Wood Group today, and remember, we've got you covered. The J.R. Wood Group, 1-800-971-8028. The J.R. Wood Group, 1-800-971-8028.
On the quiet days, the view out my window pops a hip. A raindrop makes its way from wherever it landed to wherever it's going. Passing occasions, genius timing, put your face into the palm of my hand, changed my whole entire makeup. You rewind to toddler. I stand next to God. And we are in Jeff's backyard. I have no idea how to use this camera. Zoomed in, all the way in. So when the viewfinder finally finds you, you are naming things. You say, birds are Shaniquas. Because Shaniqua is your best friend, and this is your best pronunciation of a black girl name so that all your classmates would have to, and we are so pleased. Seems divining nomenclature, shit talking. It all runs in the family. And in this moment, I know, like the universe is a notebook full of cheat sheets, I know you are all that I have. And you're gonna leave me. Passing occasions, genius timing, put your face into the palm of my hand, give me strength to push the walls back to here. I hate you, Mom. And no, that's temporary. To see you frustrated, and no, this is not the last time. To see you stubborn, faithful, brave, to watch you name all these things for yourself, oh daughter. When they handed you to me, everyone thought I expected someone else. I named you mother, sister, legacy. That was yesterday. That clock, I named that murder. It is entirely too good at its job.
Yo, I'm about to like go off on the run off. What are you doing? I ran off with your charger twice.
Charger twice.
With the plug twice.
Yo, I hate Sadia's laugh.
What is this?
That's a real story, though.
Ran off with the charger twice. Hey, you can be running off niggas' charger.
I do. What happened last week? Somebody left their charger here. I said, it fit. I said, bet. Let's go. Pack up, everybody. Wow. Pack up. And if they're listening to this show right now, I'm sorry.
Hide
but
your kids, hide your chargers.
Yeah, true. I ain't gonna take nobody's kids. I might pet them a little bit.
Pet them? Wow.
I mean, they're children. It's like, come here, little
They're
kid.
not cats,
Yeah.
but
They're sneaky like cats, though.
True.
True. Look at that. I'm a poet.
I know some of this needs to come out.
Oh, you writing something over there?
Yeah.
What you writing, a poem?
Yeah, I'm doing a photo shoot next week. And I'm writing a poem for it. Oh, you actually want to...
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
She was just going off with the track.
I'm doing a photo shoot with this dope photographer next week.
Oh.
And basically what I'm going to do is... The theme of it is she's a classic man.
Oh.
Meaning the black woman is the classic. But you got to read the poem to really get to what I'm going towards. She's the classic man.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Yo, that's real fancy.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta be like classic, deep ass breath. Man.
It's like that Jay-Z line where he's like, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man.
Oh.
Gotta split that up, you know what I'm saying?
Can you spit a little bit? Do you want to?
Whoa.
That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. I live for that reaction. It's just like,
I mean, I need to tweak it though. Like,
we can.
I like where it's going.
No, you don't want to tweak it here.
You want me to read it here, like right now?
Yeah, let's get a little something. I'll turn off the beat and everything.
You want me to do the whole thing though that I got so far?
Yeah.
All right, so check it. I gotta fix it, but we gonna go with what I got so far. She's a classic, man. Look at her shape, the original shape, the shape that has carried the very earth itself. Look at her. She's a classic, man. Look at her stance. The epitome of power, strength, and endurance. The stance of the finest that the world has to offer. Royalty, dependability, and forgiveness. Even after the world's cruelty, she continues to nourish the very source that sucks her dry, and she dares not to complain. Look at her stance. It never changes. Even after she's beat to the deepest nerve. And still she rises. Even after you've raped her innocence, she rises. Even after you've spit on her, hit her, pissed on her, shitted on her, and tossed her like she's last night's trash, she rises. Look at her. She's a classic, man. Old-fashioned, man. So society tries to toss her to the side, forgetting she set the bar. She's the most high. She's the diamond in the rough. And yes, she's black. They'd be mad, but tell me where'd you be without a black queen? What would you know? The same people you call bitches and hoes are the same reason that you are here. So where would you be? Without her, you are nothing. She is the classic, man. Look at her. See history in her eyes and the knowledge of many trades. Look at her. And that's all I got.
Oh.
So, like I said, I'm working
Look
on
at
it.
her.
I know some things going to come out, some things going to get switched around, but that's what I got.
Word. So, yeah. Because I just wanted people to let them know actually that they could call in and we would critique their poem and talk about their poem.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, so it's like that's what I've been
trying to plug in.
I was plugging in real quick. So yeah. What did y'all think? Carlos, Sadiyah?
I like that idea. Yeah. It's just like it's definitely a new spin on the whole like. First of all, the song "Classic Man," and then it's just like, but let me tell you how he got to be a classic man is because she's a classic man. Like,
I wish I had that beat. I would be like real smooth with it. I need to have more beats on here. Like I'm not a good DJ. Don't hire me for that. But I will do your performances and I will plug myself in there and be like, I could do a poem. What you think, Carlos?
It was good.
Thank you.
Word. Okay, so that was our poem for the day. Our poem critique for the day. I'm still plugging in. I'm still trying to make sure people know that.
Call in.
called.
popping.
It's popping. But why y'all laughing at me?
There's nothing to laugh about right now.
I wanna go home, but anyway. So speaking about new stuff that happened around here, some more new stuff. Talking about Mr. Morgan. Morgan State University's should I call it a pageant?
We gonna talk about how he sent us back 300 years.
Okay.
All right. She gonna take it because
okay,
I'm
you
gonna
got
just
this.
sit back.
You got this, Trinae. You
I'm
got
just
this.
saying, how are you gonna go to a school that's been built for you and your excellence and to display you, and then talk about how it's not a real HBCU? Talk about how we need to throw Black Lives Matter to the side and focus on All Lives Matter. But when has Black Lives really mattered?
I wonder if he got hacked.
That's
because there's a
question,
picture.
but at the same
no, because
time,
there's a picture of him with an All Lives Matter shirt on.
Oh,
that's
man.
true.
Now, unless somebody good with that Photoshop, like
right, they gotta be.
I don't want to yell his Instagram out,
Nah,
but like that's not
he know who he is though.
It's not gonna happen. I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out like what the hell, what the absolute hell.
I'm just trying to
What
figure
made
out,
him?
like,
He's at an HBCU. You should have known you was going to get in trouble,
right? Like, come
I mean,
on,
but
man.
if you really think about it, like with the politics of HBCUs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a big thing for Morgan State to even have that sign that said, where Black lives have always mattered. Because it's like HBCUs have really had a history of trying to pander to white America instead of trying to create an institution about the uplifting and liberation of Black students. It's more so pander.
That's crazy. Pander.
Speaking of such, you know what really ticks me off since we on this subject? I can't stand it when people try to make it seem like a HBCU is racist. And I'm like, so how exactly is it? Because I've had this conversation before. I'm like, how's the HBCU racist if there's actually been historically white universities? We just don't call it historically white university.
Right.
We call it university.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh. We don't call it historically white. We call it university. That's
I feel
it.
like people can hear your pose, your facial expression through the
I hope y'all can, because it ticks me off because
my
it's
gosh.
like, how do we go from y'all can't come into our schools, y'all can't drink from our water fountains to, oh, so y'all doing for yourselves? No, y'all can't do that. It's like when we do for ourselves or we spend something negative to make it positive,
Right.
we can't use it no more.
Right.
We can't do it no more. Like let's just say the N-word, for instance. I started looking at it from both sides because it may be a term that's not enduring to us, but at the same time, we took the negative annotation of it and turned it into something positive within, not really positive, but something that we like to use in our
Somebody
community.
was actually talking to me about that the other day. They said, why do we take all these words and we make them positive, like funky?
Right, like we
I
made
looked
it
at
positive, and now it's like
right, bad.
You know what I mean?
I was looking at their shoes. I said, "Ooh, your shoes are funky." Because actually, I'm a middle-aged woman, so I mean, I think we all clarified that by now. But yeah, I was like, "Yo, your shoes are funky." They was like, they looked at me. They was like, "What's going on? What you mean?" no, like 70. Oh, 70's funky. Why do we do that?
Yeah, girl, you bad. It's like wait. Like Michael Jackson bad or like.
You
bad,
ain't bad. You ain't nothing. Like his facial expression. That's what his face was. I'm bad.
Like
he was like. He was just like this for like a good.
Yo, we cannot get into talking about Michael with you. I'm gonna be dead.
Oh yeah, we was in the car jamming.
Yeah.
But no. Oh my god, I think that pizza really gave me the itis. If anybody can see it, okay. I'm sorry if anybody sees it. But yeah. So yeah, we're going
internalize racism. Back to that.
Internalize. Oh Jesus. Speaking of internal, I mean, there's still this conversation on Kim Kardashian about how you have to huffed. You mad? You ready? Okay.
I'm just not entertained by the Kardashians, but go ahead.
It just seems like the whole thing has getting worse about blaming Kim Kardashian about her situation with her getting robbed and all that stuff. So yeah, they're basically blaming her for it.
I've seen stuff where it's like it was a complete scam, blah blah blah, and my whole thing is like, I mean,
Has anybody seen if Kim was alright though?
Right.
Did y'all do that for Kim? You good?
Right.
All right, now we think that's a scam though. So I mean,
Like
at
my
least-
friend got called a coon on Twitter because she was, basically like wishing safety on her.
That's
and
crazy.
It's like, so we just throwing human decency completely out the window. Like just because she's a culture vulture doesn't mean we have to be like just trash. Like
Right. I don't mean that. Like people, I think like right now in this kind of time, people have become really disposable, and everybody's like desensitized in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody,
how important life is, and how important somebody's importance is.
Right. And that this is an actual human being, not just
Yeah.
somebody you double tap and like on Instagram. Like this is a living, breathing human being. Like she has kids.
Right.
Right. Like,
Multiple.
Come on now.
Multiple now. Like y'all. Not even if she had one, she's a mother. She's a wife. She's a woman. And it kind of sucks because it's like, why are you defending somebody who puts such a bad name on your gender? First of all.
Don't speak for me.
Right.
Not only that.
Right.
What does
not
that
only,
even mean?
Right.
Like,
not only that. Not only does she not speak for me. It's like what she does with her life and her body. That's her business too.
That's why I
Don't
cut
affect
myself
me.
off from all of
I
this
mean,
stuff,
I'm mad
I
that
don't
she
even
has a
look at
book
this
of selfies that costs more than my life. But
That's wrong.
still,
That's how I felt like, because I saw people posting pictures of like Melania Trump, and they were like about how her like basically half naked, and it was like, how are you gonna let this be the first woman? And it's like, first of all, her husband's running for president. Second of all, what she wants to do with her body is what she wanted to do with her body. Like, who are you to be like, how can we have this as our first lady? Like, excuse me? Like,
I feel like the higher,
Goodbye.
I think the more I guess the word is inaccessible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the more inaccessible somebody is, the further human decency they have. Is because like they can't see them, they can't talk to them, they don't have that connection with them. So it's like, oh, this person does not exist to me at all, except for in digital form.
You know what? That's why that whole Obama, who was it that went to the concert? I can't get the name of it out. And she was smoking weed, or quote unquote smoking weed and twerking.
Malia.
Thank you. When people tried to get on her about that, I'm like, hold on. Her father is the president. She's the daughter. What y'all fail to realize is
Let her be
this
a
girl
child.
gave 8 years of her life towards making sure her father's image was great.
Right.
Let her live her life once, please.
Right. Of her trying to be like,
you so gangster right
Because
now.
it angers me, because it's like she knew when her father became president, she was gonna have to sacrifice something.
Right.
And she ain't complain about it. All right, my dad's the president. I can't do that. So she takes one day to be a child, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, the Yale, the soon-to-be
There's niggas
Yale
in Yale
student,
doing worse.
the soon-to-be Yale student is being a child. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, meanwhile, like, what was that? Like, the week after Ryan Lochte, whatever his name is, who's 35, and his whole thing, and people were like, he's just a kid. He's 35. Like, he could have been my father.
kid.
Like,
Yo, Jamaican about there. That's a big ass. But that's real though. It's like white people have the privilege to be children all their life, but don't look like it, and then like, because they don't age. You see what I did there?
because they do age.
Because they do age.
Yeah.
I love my white people who listen, by the way. Anyway, pander.
I hate you.
But anyway, another pander. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but like black kids don't have the privilege to be kids.
Right.
Like you have to.
Dehumanized.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
That's
all
what it is.
Dehumanization.
I got it.
Not
You know what? Whatever. It's time for another break anyway. So y'all get on my nerves. Goodbye. It's like, nah, that's the soapbox. I'm not gonna end it like that. This is Soapbox Poetry Radio. Speak outside the box.
Do that.
Fuck Robert Frost. Fuck the woods he walked in. Fuck the path he chose. Fuck Ernest Hemingway. Fuck that sea the old man was in. Fuck those arms he said farewell to. Fuck the white teacher who made me read him. Made me believe he'd be the epitome of poetry. Fuck the white principal who asked me why all my black students' poems are sad or angry. Fuck the white man who in neighborhoods where you can actually see them. White privilege be like, write a poem about oceans and seas, but please be sure to ignore the inner city floods and never reference Flint.
White privilege be like, write songs about the awesomeness of thrift store shopping, even though your family owns the mall.
White privilege be like, write a pretty poem about flowers, but never reference the funeral you were at when you saw them.
White privilege be like, take all that loud black anger out your poem so we can button it up for YouTube. White privilege will attempt to edit their sin out of your poem. Dear white man, I am not privileged enough to write a pretty poem about petunias, but anti-assimilation, it's some sexy shit. Ain't shit sad about surviving genocide. Each fuck you is a dance song from my ancestors. They are throwing a party right now. They're Nat Turner and Tuck and turning up. Ain't that some happy shit? There's beauty in my struggle. My man is miracle. It means the world tried to kill me and failed. Ain't that some happy shit? Fuck your flowers. Fuck your pals. Fuck your privilege. Ain't no poem happier than the one that proves you're still alive. It's right of everything. Didn't your resilient dandelions teach you that?
Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were some...
So, let me be very clear. I wrote this poem with a very specific intent. I have a 13-year-old daughter. It is important to me that I throw every part of my experience and whatever wisdom I've gleaned from that, every part of my backbone, toward her, to sustain her, to offer her language that lifts her up and keeps her up. That said, there is, for me, a necessary conversation that seeks to undermine the shaming that happens to some girls around menstruation. I had that experience of starting my period in 7th grade, boys, finding out that I had started my period, and then, it was some shit. Like, I'd be in the class with the frantic, like, gotta go to the bathroom now, wave, and then you're like, you're in your period, aren't you? That dumb shit. And so then my daughter, she starts her period and she's stricken and walks out the bathroom looking like she's died or something. And I wanted to undermine that. So I threw her a period party. My homies rolled up dressed in red, and there was red food and red drinks. It was great. It was great. So, all red everything. Fuck it. So that's what it was, and it was wonderful. And then when I was in Austin, Texas for Women of the World this year, she sent me a screenshot of a tweet. And in 140 characters, this dummy, damn near undermined my legacy. This is my response to aforementioned dummy. You're welcome. Dude on Twitter says, quote, I was having sex with my girlfriend when she started her period. I dumped that bitch immediately, end quote. Dear nameless dummy on Twitter, you're the reason. My daughter cried funeral tears when she started her period. The sudden grief all young girls feel after the matriculation from childhood and the induction into a reality that they gonna have to negotiate you and your disdain for what a woman's body can do. Herein begins an anatomy lesson infused with feminist politics because I hate you. There is a thing called a uterus. It sheds itself every 28 days or so, or in my case, every 23 days. I've always been a rule breaker. That's the anatomy part. I digress. The feminist politic part is that women know how to let things go, how to let a dying thing leave the body, how to become new, how to regenerate, how to wax and wane, not unlike the moon and tides, both of which influence how you behave. I digress. Women have vaginas that can speak to each other. By this I mean, When we're with our friends, our sisters, our mothers, our menstrual cycles will actually sync the fuck up. My own cervix is mad influential. Everybody I love knows how to bleed with me. Hold on to that. There's a metaphor in it. Hold on to that. But when your mother carried you, the ocean in her belly is what made you buoyant, made you possible. You had it under your tongue when you burst through her skin, wet and panting from the heat of her body, the body whose machinery you now mock on social media. That body wrapped you in everything that was miraculous about it and sung you lullabies laced in platelets, without which you wouldn't have no Twitter account at all, motherfucker. I digress. See, it's possible that we know the world better because of the blood that visits some of us. It interrupts our favorite white skirts and shows up at dinner parties unannounced. Blood will do that, period. It will come when you are not prepared for it. Blood does that, period. Blood is the biggest siren, and we understand that blood misbehaves. It does not wait for a hand signal or a welcome sign above the door. And when you deal in blood over and over again like we do, when it keeps returning to you, well, that makes you a warrior. And while all good generals know not to discuss battle plans with the enemy, let me say this to you, dummy, on Twitter. If there's any balance in the universe at all, you're gonna be blessed with daughters. Blessed. Etymologically, blessed means to make bleed. See, now it's a lesson in linguistics. In other words, blood speaks. That's the message. Stay with me. See, your daughter's gonna teach you what all men must one day come to know, that women made of moonlight, magic, and macabre will make you know the blood. We gonna get it all over the sheets and car seats. We gonna do that. We gonna introduce you to our insides, period. And if you are as unprepared as we sometimes are, it'll get all over you and leave a forever stain. So to my daughter, should any fool mishandle the wild geography of your body, how it rides a red running current, like any good wolf or witch, well then just bleed, boo. Give that blood a biblical name. Something of stone and mortar. Name it after Eve's first rebellion in that garden. Name it after the last little girl to have her genitals mutilated in Kinshasa. That was this morning. Give it as many syllables as there are unreported rape cases. Name the blood something holy, something mighty, something unlanguageable, something in hieroglyphs, something that sounds like the end of the world. Name it for the roar between your legs and for the women who will not be nameless here. Just bleed anyhow. Spill your impossible scripture all over the good furniture. Bleed and bleed and bleed on everything he loves. Period.
I missed it.
Oh my god, I'm using that.
I missed it. Can I hear it? What was
I said people woke with their eyes stapled shut.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's the use of being woke if you're not getting out the bed? Ooh. Ooh. All right. Enough of that deep stuff. Time for some moderately deep stuff.
Moderately deep stuff.
We're about to have our interview hour with Sadiyah. Because I like Sadiyah. And I wanted to interview her. Wait, hold up. Wait, I have to do the drum roll.
Ooh.
All right. Drum roll, please. We have Sadiyah.
Hi.
Damn.
Why you have to sound like that?
Because that's in the song.
Okay. I was like, where? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Interesting.
I apologize. You Outkast fan?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of their from the Aquemini album.
Okay. I'm really confused. Okay. I feel you. I'm sure.
So you looking real cute.
Thanks, I try.
Yes.
I really do.
Your Instagram, man. Your Instagram is like a catalog. Low key.
Is it really?
Low key. I'll be like, I
tried
want to get that. I want to get that. Like, look at this outfit. This outfit is amazing.
You can shop in my closet.
They do be lit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a follow.
So, how did you like your painting?
Oh my god, my painting literally like when Carlos gave it to me, I literally screamed like it's so amazing.
I just want to take can I just take a quick picture? Because I think okay. So shout out to Carlos. He made a painting for our guest today. Yes, you.
You don't make a painting for all the guests, do you?
Now we do.
You know, I just started this.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
You're the first one. You're the first one.
That's the important part.
Was it not gonna be special?
Yeah, it was gonna be a little diluted if I wasn't the first one. If I was like third, I would have been like, oh, I mean, it's alright.
It's alright. I don't really care about it.
You could have added a little bit more color on the corner. But
Oh my god!
Heavy shot.
I want to go home.
It's too much for today.
Okay, so we always ask, how did you start doing poetry?
How did I start doing poetry? Okay, so I was like, oh god. Okay, so I have a family full of writers. Actually, so like all of my siblings at one point did poetry. You know, my dad's an author. My mom is more like into like theater and things like that. So I have a very artistic family, and I was like a homeschooled kid, and my mom wanted to make sure I didn't grow up weird, like you know, one of them homeschool kids that don't talk to nobody. So she was like, she really wanted me to like get into
such a shock. Because you can see it. It's like, no, I don't really. I'm sorry. Is that wrong?
I literally like human interaction. I'm just like, I don't know if I wanted to do that today, but yeah. So yeah, my mom didn't want me to grow up like too weird or whatever, so she wanted me to try like various different things. So, so yeah, I put my hands into whatever, and then one year my brother did this competition called Muslim Interscholastic Tournament, and they have like various different competitions, and he won first place for poetry, and my mom, in like the most quintessential black mama like voice, was like, you gonna do it and you gonna win because your brother won. And I did it. I didn't win that year. I placed third, and then 2 years later I won first.
Oh, you just got to go up the ladder. Wait, did you get second the second year?
No, I got like not even placed the second year. Yeah.
What? No, they fighting. We all fighting.
We fighting
them. No, they supposed to make it consecutive so that way you have a story to tell. It's supposed to be 3, 2, 1. Like, that's a dope ass story. I got 3, and then I got 3. That's what happened to me. Just kidding. I know it didn't. That wasn't a thing. All right, so now, how would you differentiate yourself from then and now?
Oh God! Oh my God! I would say I'm a lot less preachy. I think poets have this thing, especially when they're like first coming into poetry, where it's like poems sound either they sound extremely depressing or they sound very preachy. And so my poems would sound like very preachy, like I'm talking to you and I need to help you type of thing. And a mentor of mine, Devlin Waddell, would always be like, well, where's the truth in that? Like, where's your truth in that? Like, where are you talking about
Are you
Sadiyah?
practicing what you preach?
Right, like where's Sadiyah in this poem? You're talking about all these other people, all these other, all these other things. Where's Sadiyah in this poem? And so I would say now I've just gotten to a place where I'm comfortable being like, here's the Sadiyah in this poem.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have different type of Sadiyahs in different poems.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you coming for me being a Gemini and you out here different
Oh my God.
in every poem. You got more people. You have you have more than 2 poems. So
first of all, I'm a Leo, so
right.
that automatically guarantees that I'm about like 5 different people. Like,
you got the mane, you got the tail, you got the
right. You know what I'm saying? I'm cowardly sometimes. I'm the king of the jungle the next time. You know what I'm saying? It's various different things.
Okay, so it's so weird because like I always get along with Leo women and Virgo women, but I can't get along with the men. Like, it's just not a thing.
I can't get along with Leo men either.
They just
don't work out.
They just need not to exist.
I got a poem about a couple of them.
Oh man. Oh. It's about poetry. I ain't gonna dip into that section. So, who are your inspirations?
Who are my inspirations? Goodness. I always gotta be cheesy and be like my mama, but it's so true. Like, it's so true. I wouldn't be anywhere near like the poet that I am if this woman wasn't staying up with me until 2 o'clock in the morning before slams, making sure that my performance was as crisp as possible. My inflections were as, as dramatic as possible, but still, not like I'm performing a show. I'm actually performing a poem. So my mother is definitely one of my biggest inspirations. I think growing up, I took a lot of like pieces of people with me. So like for a very long time, like Malala Yousafzai was like one of my biggest inspirations, and I would just be like, I just want to be her. Like, oh my god. So yeah, she's definitely one of my biggest inspirations, because I mean, just look her up, read her story. She's amazing. Like, she's literally superhuman. So yeah, I just like took pieces of people with me. When I was 16, I read the Vagina Monologues, and even though Eve Ensler is a little problematic at sometimes, I really took that because like the first time I read that was like the first time I actually said vagina and didn't like cower away from it. So yeah, it's mostly like people and moments that are really like my inspirations.
What moments do you think have been contributed to that? So going back to the vagina story, I was actually at my friend's house, and she was very white and very Jewish. And we had the Vagina Monologues at her house, and her mom is like the dopest white lady ever. And so she's like, yeah, she bought like all these copies of the Vagina Monologues, and we were gonna have the Vagina Monologues. And it's like all of these white Jewish people, and then like 2 black Muslim girls there, and we're just like, merp. Okay. And so yeah, and they wanted me to like read a section, and there's like vagina everywhere. And so
I'm
were
just
you
like,
weren't as comfortable with?
I was not
at your body
at all. Like I was not at all like comfortable with my body. I wasn't really comfortable. I think that was kind of like the time where I was like growing into being comfortable with myself. But I was just like, you want me to say what? Why? And then that's literally how they're looking at me, like, you have one, don't you? Like, that's literally how they were looking at me. And that's one of the biggest moments I kind of take with me, because it's not only like a moment, it was kind of like a moment where I was able to reclaim myself and say that it's okay to be me in all of the places that I'm me, so that's a really big moment that I hold with me.
Oh wow! I know it's beautiful. It's beautiful. What do you think? What kind of impact did that have on your style?
My style of poetry. I started writing a lot of poems about periods, but then again, that also happened after I listened to Dominic Christina's "The Period" poem, which you just played.
I'm glad I played it. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I heard that, and Dominic Christina is my mom, so if she like happens to listen to SoapBOX Radio, you are my mom. Love me. Thank you.
We hope so.
So yeah, so I definitely got to writing about like womanhood and being a woman, and a lot more after that moment.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know we were finished. I thought we were having like a really deep moment, and it's just like, yeah, I'm with you. Right, I'm a woman too. Oh my gosh! So like, it also helped with your like sexuality, womanhood, and just being here, being fluid. So with writing, we want to talk. We talk about the elements here. We always like. We describe it too. We make sure everybody knows what it is. So back to the elements, we have earth, air, fire, water. Fire, fire bars, kind of rap aesthetic. Water, fluid. It deals with fluid. It makes you want to cry or it makes you want to laugh. Earth poems are concrete, and air poems are bars that go over the head, just really abstract. So how would you describe your poetry?
I would say that it's interesting.
Are you the avatar?
I'm not the avatar because I haven't mastered fire.
Okay.
I haven't mastered that yet. I mean, I might be the avatar because Aang didn't master fire for a good minute. So I might be the avatar, but
he was struggling just a little bit.
Yeah, he was. That was his. That wasn't his thing, and I think it's also because I started off as more air, fire, earth. I started off as more earth, a little
I
bit
think
more
a lot of poets do
concrete.
start off with concrete.
Yeah,
because-
kind of like in your face. I think now I'm a little bit more air and water.
Yes, hey twin.
Hey girl.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got excited.
I'm trying to master fire. So like for right now, I like to challenge myself in my writing. So for right now, I'm like studying rap battles, and I'm trying to like really challenge myself when it comes to fire. I'm trying to be the avatar. Like, who don't want to be the avatar? Like,
yeah, no, who doesn't? I mean, that's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
Nah, I'm
but
thinking
still.
about the cartoon Psych Nah, but like really, like who doesn't want to be able to say that they are the avatar?
Yeah. So I feel like metaphor. I love metaphors. I love to write metaphors. I remember the day I figured out what a metaphor was. That's another moment that I'm like, oh my god, that's what a.
Do you remember it? Like,
I literally. Okay, so I was in the car with my dad, and he's a really big Gil Scott-Heron fan. And Gil Scott-Heron has a song called "The Bottle," and it starts, "See that black boy over there running scared? His old man is in a bottle." And I was like, Dad, how can his father be in a bottle? And my dad was like, it's a metaphor. And I was like, what's that? And he was like, it doesn't mean he's literally in a bottle. It just means that he's so addicted. It seems like he's stuck in the bottle, like he can't get out of the bottle. And I was just like my eyes like grew 10 times big, and I was just like,
it's kind of like being a magician. I can put somebody in a bottle, just saying it, and he's in there. Oh my god, that's adorable though. What were we talking about?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, wait, what were we talking about before that?
About how you didn't get pizza.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry about that.
Just throw a little shade in there.
There was
It
wasn't.
I love you.
I got you next time. It might not be a next time, but I got you one day.
Like, I will come to your house.
You will come to my house. But I was thinking about what Jacob told me. He told me that, like, with fire, it's like you have to have rhymes and such. Like, it's rhymes and all this stuff. So, I have, like, a big problem with the way that our mentors critiqued me for a minute. Because he was like, I was like, I don't know. I don't really like rhyming. He's like, of course you don't like rhyming. You're not a firebender. And you can't rhyme.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, wait.
You weren't born in the fire tribe. Stay away from the fire tribe. Like,
so I have a
block.
funny story to tell you after this one. But it's like, first of all, I know how to rhyme. I wouldn't say that. He was like, of course you wouldn't say that because I'm saying it for you. I was like, wait.
Wow.
Hold on.
Fighting
I think
words.
I feel like
You gotta slide in.
yeah. I feel like at this point they like our mentors are just trying to sharpen iron with us. Like it's just
I think so as well.
I'm like, what you mean? We are getting older. It is like, I don't know. I can't stop asking questions. Do you have a problem with critiquing, or do you like?
It depends. I think I've never really had a point where I was just like, you know what? I don't have time for you. Like, goodbye. Like, to anybody.
That's how I am.
But
I'll be like, I accept. Look, I'm like, I'm listening to you. I accept this, but fuck you. It's like a love-hate thing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna change it, but fuck you.
Right. I'm gonna just tweak it a little bit, but your mama. Okay.
Your mama.
I don't want you to look at my paper no more.
Me?
I don't want you to look at it no more.
See, you a beginner.
I get
wouldn't
that,
do
but I don't want you to rip me to shreds though.
All right,
Like-
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that yet.
Yeah, no, my mom's like the biggest, like when it comes to critique. I remember one time I was preparing for a competition, and it got to the point where I was like crying, and she was like, "Okay, now wipe the tears and let's get this done." Like,
oh man, I love your mom, yo.
Shout out to my mom.
But I remember my mom. She would usually like take our papers and just write with red pen and just go through them like this.
Your mom was kind of one of those.
Yeah, she was
the
like,
red pen mom.
She was the red pen. She was the tiger mom. Oh my gosh, I remember that, the tiger moms. But I feel like your parents have the most influence on your poetry?
I think so.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. What changes do you think that your poetry has done for you, like spiritually?
Wow. God. I think most so my I think when it comes to me, it's kind of like what I can't write about or what I don't want to write about is really showed me more about myself than what it is that I do want to write about. Like, I had this like point in time where I was just like, I want to write about my ex-boyfriends and how much F-boys they are. Like, I'm gonna write about them. And it was just like, everything I tried to write was just trash. And I was like, and it kind of like made me realize, like, you don't need to. Because this isn't a part of your life anymore. This isn't a portion of you that needs poetry. And then there's also stuff that I just can't write about. And really it's kind of like, okay, this is the part of you that only you need to have with you, type of thing. This isn't something that everybody needs to have with you. Everybody needs to share with you. So I think more so what I can't write about or what I just don't write about has made me learn more about myself than anything.
Do you have like a lot of unperformed pieces?
I do. Mostly because I don't really write spoken words. I mostly write written poems. So I do have a lot of like unperformed pieces. They're not like slam pieces. They're usually like performance poetry pieces. So if you see me at like a performance that isn't exactly slam, you'll probably hear one of those pieces.
Okay, it's funny that you say a slam piece. Like I don't know. It always annoyed me because I feel like we've built like this world of slam in our heads,
right?
Of like where it's like, oh, we have to have it at this caliber, right? Like, it has to be like this kind of. So how would you describe a slam poem? Because you do slam poetry,
right? I do slam poetry. We have a love-hate relationship, but I do slam poetry. I would describe slam poetry as something that's a little bit more quick, a little bit more that's like I have to put more lines in that grab your attention. I can't slowly drag you out with me to, you know what I'm saying? I have to have those things that grab your attention because if I don't get your attention within the first 30 seconds of my poem, you're gone, type of thing. Whereas I feel like a poem that might be at like a showcase or just like a regular performance, the person is already there to see you. You know what I'm saying? So they want to hear what you have to say regardless. So you can drag it out with them. You could take a long walk around the park after dark. Slam poetry.
Hold on, we were listening to this. A long walk. I was like, with that song, I feel like you could put any word in it with it. Amputation, revelation, and integration.
Wait, what?
Integration, segregation.
Oh my gosh.
We're poets. Right. We can do that. We have creative license.
Right. So I feel like slam poetry is kind of like the burst across the street, whereas performance poetry is kind of like, we gonna go around the corner a little. We just gonna take a walk. We gonna go to Druid Hill Park and we just gonna walk around.
So how have you taken poetry and branched it out in your own ways?
I think learning who I can perform for and who I can't perform for. And I think it comes like a point for every poet, especially every poet who performs, to know that not every audience is going to be your audience. Like, for example, I'm Muslim. I've been Muslim all of my life. But Muslim-centered events, I don't like performing for. And it's not to say anything, but just, like, Muslims have, like, a whole different idea. Like, I can't go to a Muslim event and talk about female genital mutilation. I would love to, especially because it's something that impacts Muslim countries, right? But they've kind of have like a little bit more conservative view about those types of things. Whereas if I'm at Busboys and Poets or Red Emma's, they'll be like, yo, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Have you ever thought of what ways could you break that barrier?
I mean, I try to, but I try to in a very, like, okay, so it kind of depends on where I'm at. Some places I'll just throw it in your face and be like, take that, boom, you need that. Boom. Some places it's kind of like, all right, you need to ease that in. So let's do this poem where it kind of like, there's more metaphor about it instead of boom, this is what it is in your face type of thing. So it really kind of just depends on who my audience is. If I'm dealing with something more for the youth, like literally intended for Muslim youth, I will do those types of poems because it's like, this is what's impacting you, this is what's impacting your world, and this is probably the conversation you can't have with your parents. So we gonna have this conversation. But if it's something centered where it's kind of like a little bit more like adult or whatever, it'll kind of be like, okay, here's a metaphor here about it, here's like a simile here about it, here's like kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's really the main reason why poetry is so important, because it's just a different way to say things.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, why we do mix it with activism, because some people just can't get it off the cuff like that. Like, this is wrong, this is why, and you need to deal with it. It's
right.
Like, oh man, art, open my heart, please. Yeah. So, speaking of activism and all this stuff, I know you do some activism outside of poetry and, well, in your own way.
Right.
With Eat, Pray, Slay.
Pray, Slay, Slay.
Stop. I was thinking about Eat, Pray, Love.
Everybody
sorry.
does that. You are not the
Oh
first
my
person
gosh.
ever. You are not the first person ever, and you probably won't be the last. But yes, so I run a website called PraySaySlay.com, and it's women run. Muslim women run, so all of the board members are Muslim women, although we do have like contributing writers who are not Muslim and you know, different things like that, but we're all women of color, and basically we're just trying to provide a platform for women, for artists, where we can tell our stories and empower ourselves. I feel like a lot of like the women run publications that I've come across, especially online,
Pander.
All
right, Hillary's.
Or appropriate. Or, you know, things like that. And it's kind of like, so I feel like, especially as like a black Muslim woman, right, I'm the marginalized within the marginalized, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, where's the space for that? Where's the space for the marginalized that's inside of the marginalized? I'm already marginalized because I'm a woman. And then I'm already marginalized because I'm a Muslim. And then I'm already marginalized because I'm black. So where's the space for all of that? Where's the spaces for those voices? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of what we try to do. We try to be a little bit more uplifting. So kind of like a self-help guide. So we have various different things. So we have poetry, and we'll have articles that's literally like how to break down a simile, like something as simple as that, how to break down a simile, how to break down a metaphor, how to achieve all four elements, things like that, where it's kind of like helping you and building you to a point where basically you're not going to need us anymore because you got all the tools that you needed from out of us.
Oh, I actually was interested in one of your articles, how to hire a poet. I didn't want to read it because I wanted to talk about it without me knowing anything. I wanted you to kind of like, can we talk about that?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh. So please tell these people how to hire me because God.
So I was having a conversation. I was at a mentor's house, Tariq Touré, and it was me, Muhammad Dal, and him. We were all, you know, just talking, building, networking. Tariq's wife, Imani, was there. Shout out to her. She's, like, the best. But,
yes.
So, yeah. And we were just, like, sharing horror stories of, like, being booked as a spoken word artist. And it was like, wait, you've been through that, too? And it was like, no, you've been through that, too? So I was like, okay, I have to make this article. And so it's 5 things you should never do when hiring spoken word artists. Now, of course, certain things have exceptions. And it even says that in the article that certain things may have exceptions. That's perfectly fine. But, so number 1 was don't hire spoken word artists for kids shows. I feel like it's more so youth spoken word artists that you shouldn't hire for kids shows.
Mecca, calm down.
I just remember I was at this show and like I didn't even realize it was a fundraiser and there were little children running everywhere, like running, screaming, jumping everywhere. There was like balloon bounces and all these different things, and I'm like, what am I supposed to tell these little kids? And like nobody's paying attention.
And
to
you
me.
didn't get paid for it.
And I didn't get paid for
Exactly.
And I didn't get paid
That's
for it.
the worst part. It's like these kids aren't listening to me. Nobody can hear my voice. I'm damn sure nobody can hear my voice. That's a fact.
Like, nobody was listening to me. It was just, and I felt like I was so over it. Like, I literally hopped off the stage. Like, I didn't like graciously walk down the steps. No, I hopped off the stage and was like, I'm out.
Were you just performing to yourself at this time?
It was pretty much like that. And so I was like, absolutely not. Don't do that to me. Never again. I actually have one that I probably should add to the list. That's something I actually had to do yesterday. Which don't hire spoken word artists for drunk people. And I think I should probably add that to the list because I literally had to do that the other day, and I was just like, I don't have time for this because these people are so drunk out of their mind. But yeah, so number 2 is don't ask them to create a poem based on the theme of your event 2 days before your event, which is something that I dealt with a lot. And it's like, it's kind of disrespectful. Yeah. Because you don't, basically you're saying to me that I don't take your creative process. I don't respect your creative process.
We just put this event on a slide, so we're gonna have you do the same.
Right. You're just gonna throw words together. It's gonna sound pretty.
Did you get paid for that?
What?
Did you get paid for that?
I didn't do that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's awkward.
I didn't do that one.
The exception I have for that is like if you already know it's a part of the gig.
Right.
Like because there was once this event where Black Chakra had to write a poem based on the whole event, like as it went on.
Right.
At the very, but he he had to the very end, and he also had 2 hours extra.
Right. So what happened to me was literally like 2 days before the event. They were like, "Oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you. Can you write a poem?" So I had already the poem that I was gonna do and everything. It was rehearsed, etc. And then it was like, "Oh, by the way, we forgot 2 days before the event. We need you to do poem." And I was just like, "Okay, sorry, can't do that." So yeah, number 3 is and this is exactly how it's quoted. Unless you're friends with Beyonce, don't try it with your exposure shows.
Wait, what does that mean?
So basically, right?
I probably already know, but
I feel like exposure shows, when people say like, "Oh, this will give you exposure,"
that's
a cheap way of saying I'm not gonna pay you.
Like,
oh my god,
you'll get a lot of exposure, but your pocket's gonna get exposure.
Right. And so my whole thing is like, unless you're friends with Beyonce, it doesn't even have to be Beyonce, but unless you're bringing people of a certain caliber who's actually going to support my art to this show, I don't want to hear about your exposure because I'm out here grinding. Yeah. I can get that exposure for myself.
Right. With a paid performance too.
Right.
Like, you guys, come on. This is one thing that I have to say. Respect your artist.
So that actually leads to the next point. That has a lovely picture of Mecca crying in the article.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No.
She dropped.
I want to cry. I want to cry now.
Yeah. You didn't see that?
It really does.
You had shared the article and never saw it.
So number 4
this is why I never
do not discredit their work. So a friend of mine,
I'm so mad.
A friend of mine was told like somebody told them basically like they were trying to do they were asking my friend to do an event. This is Muhammad Tal, and he was like, "Okay, cool. Here's my fee," and the guy was like, "Oh, don't let the trophies go to your head, bro. Like, this is a free event." And it was like
whoa,
what nigga?
I'm just
like,
showing you what
first
it is.
of all, I got the trophies because I'm that nigga. Like,
I'm that nigga, and I'm good at what I do.
Right? And so the point is, like, if you didn't know he was good at what he does, why would you even ask him? Like, you have to remember that you're the one in need of service.
Right.
Like,
basically what you're using me for is fluff.
Right.
For your event. Just to fill it in.
Right.
Nah, bruh. Oh my gosh.
So the final point. This
so
lovely
upset.
picture of you.
I'm so upset.
Girl, you was in the moment, all that passion in your face, yes.
I look like
you can't discredit Becca's work where her
I thought
face
she
is
was
like
about to
this.
say I look like an unloved child. I was about to say shut up.
Oh wow. And so the final point is actually something that they should do, and it's pay us. Woo woo. You should pay us for our shows, and at least make sure our travel is covered. Like, At least make sure gas is covered, my dude. At least make sure that I can eat like at the event. Like that's literally the smallest thing you can do, and it actually speaks so much to a poet that you're making sure that at least their travel and their pay is taken care of.
They take it as a literal job.
They
This
don't.
is a job.
They don't.
Cause I can't. Cause I'm with an agency based out in Washington D.C. And you know, as a model, you don't get paid for every little gig you do. You don't.
Right.
But at the same time, if you want me to travel from Baltimore City to Richmond, VA, make sure I can get to Richmond, VA for your free event. Don't think that. Well, it's gonna give you, like you said, it's gonna give you exposure. That's nice, but exposure don't get me home.
Reimbursement?
Right.
Reimburse the purse.
Right. Like, come on,
that's a poem. Reimburse the purse. Copyright.
So yeah, as you can see, like it's really something that kind of just like goes across the board. I really think for like all artists in general, like some of these points really go across the board. So like she says, you know, she's a model and she still feels that, you know what I'm saying? I have friends who are artists like painters and graphic designers, and they were like, yo, like, thank you.
It's like I don't understand why. I do understand why artists get the flack that they do. It's because that people think that this is a hobby,
right,
rather than a passion or a job. Like people think that I have a real passion. Like this, like I have something that's realer than what you're doing.
Right,
you're doing something abstract, and nobody really cares about that.
Right. But at the same time, you're hiring me.
But it's and you're hiring me, and anything that's criteria in school, I think is really important.
Right.
Sir, ma'am, you person, yeah, I'm talking to you. Pay me.
Right.
And yeah.
So yeah, I was really proud of that article. And Rashid Copeland shared it, and I literally like flipped. I flipped.
I know. I saw that. I was so
like,
happy. No, I was like really happy. I was like. I was so excited because I saw a lot of people sharing it, and I was like, yes.
And then like I saw Rashid Copeland, and he was like, yes, all of this, and I was like, oh.
So, what is your worst experience from getting of a performance or anything?
My worst experience of a performance. Oh my god. And it was actually, it's funny because my worst experience for a performance is probably like my most paid experience for a performance. I think, yeah.
That's interesting.
I was getting paid $300 for just one poem. And then, but they were like, yeah, so we got like sound issues. And then like, we also got like, we're gonna need to like prop up the monitor on stage while you're on stage. So I'm like trying to do this poem, and they're like on this right next to me. Like, and I'm talking about, this is like a really like formal banquet, and I was just like, I have no time for this. Good night.
Oh my god. No, I would have been like, excuse me, you gonna have to wait. And they're gonna have to wait.
At the time, I was like young and just like, okay, whatever. But I mean, now I would have been like, hell no. Absolutely not. I'm sorry, you have to do that at another time.
So has it really changed your demeanor towards people?
I don't think it changed my demeanor towards people. I think it just changed my demeanor towards business and towards respecting myself.
Yes.
Speak
again, please. Yes,
because it
Queen
takes a
Mother.
lot. You have to respect yourself to be like, no. I'm good enough to at least demand that people be quiet, people be attentive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will get loud on you if I don't feel like you're being attentive enough. Because, you know what I'm saying? I'm not standing here just to be standing here. Like, I put a lot into this poem. You're going to hear it whether you like it or not.
That's wild. That's really wild. So, it's about that time. We're going to go on break, and then we're going to come back with a performance from our guest. Woo. Are you enjoying yourself?
I am. This is
okay.
So
yeah.
I'm glad. I want pizza though, but I.
Oh my God! Sorry.
It's gonna keep coming back.
No love.
No,
here.
I'm gonna take you out one day because we got me and you we have things to talk about anyway.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to take you out, and I'm going to reimburse your purse for that pizza. Reimburse your stomach, really.
Yeah.
All right. So this is SoapBOX Poetry Radio. Speak outside the box.
Scripture suggests that the return of Jesus is near. But what if Jesus was already here?
Like, what if Jesus decided to reappear as a prostitute and spend her evenings on a stroll? Like, what if she walked past you carrying a clutch purse instead of a cross, or had a camel toe instead of a donkey? Would you notice her? Would you speak? Would you get down and wash her feet? Or would you deny her of her divinity? Would you consider Jesus more trick or Trinity? Like, if she exposed all of her holes, would you call her holy or whole? Like, what if Jesus had 12 children and no disciples? Like, what if she was from next door rather than Nazareth? Like, what if she used Viagra to raise Lazarus? Like, what if she turned her rent money into malt liquor rather than her water into wine? What if the first time her temple was turned into a marketplace was at the age of 9? What if Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Little John wrote a hip-hop song about her rather than a Bible verse? Would you bother to ask her name? But see, this isn't criticism about Christians. This is 100% about Kenneth. For the times I was too embarrassed to kiss my mother in public. For the days I would pray she wouldn't come to PTAs or school plays because I was too afraid of what folks might say. For the times I was too scared to care because I was ashamed of her career, ashamed of her tears, ashamed of her fears, ashamed of her crack pipes and beers. This is for the days that my hands were just too holy to hold her near. But how do you worship your mother when her name ain't Mary? And she ain't married, ain't dating, ain't even collected names from all the men that she's been mating with. How do you stand on stomach? You know, every trick your mother flipped to assure food match your mouth. When you know that her knees and bowels were not used for praying. See, my mother, she ain't never hang on a cross, but she's been nailed in public a few times. No, she ain't never been crucified, but I know a few crews that tried, and my gym teacher was one. So was the deacon, and a few married men creeping. I guess being fucked by Judas is on your daily to-do list. You become really familiar with the crowing of cocks, but what if Jesus came back as my mother? Like, what if Jesus grew a few extra scars just to prove that all our faith had flaws? Like, what if Jesus' greatest miracle was giving her son everything he needed to live, even when she had absolutely nothing to give? And if you can worship a God that sacrificed his only son to save some sinners, then surely you can worship a sinner that sacrificed her soul to save her son.
What's up, you're watching the 2014 Eastland Poetry Festival. I'm Shihan, and you're watching All Def Digital.
I was so young, I don't even remember how old I was the first time I called someone gay. But it had to have been elementary school. See, one day, my dad was picking me up, and right before we pulled out of the parking lot, a girl waved at us with a smile like a vine. Even though she was the orchard that everyone picked on, she was still sweet and loved to be alive. When my dad asked me why I didn't wave back, I told him it was because she was gay. And he looked at me with one of those religious stares. And every bit of Buddhism in his brow raised the question, what does that even mean? We all crack under peer pressure. But once you see that their earthquakes are coming from your faults, you realize how deep trembles are felt. Beneath the surface, where things are left and forgotten. See, this was before poetry became my world. I noticed that words have gravity. I've seen them crush people from a first-person perspective. I felt a phrase fall out of my mouth like an atom bomb without knowing the effects will radiate for years. I've loved a language that hates people, cracking jokes, trying to shatter their mirrors just because I wasn't confident in my own reflection. I hated myself for the shape of my eyes, so I became a bully because we all want to feel like America sometimes, and we all want straight spines. We all want straight spines to stand for something we believe in, but it's funny how flags and people have the same knack for politely waving at the ones they have forgotten. See, as early as elementary school, my parents planted a seed, and the lotus of Buddhism began to blossom in my brain. We had a pond in the backyard, and the flat water taught me of equality, that life is the one thing we all share. I was also taught how to pray. I've been memorizing mantras and chanting sutras out loud before the Pledge of Allegiance ever molested my lips. I was taught of cause and effect, how it is the ultimate truth that everything relies on. How a thought will turn to word as quickly as fuel becomes fire, whether it's for burning down a house or for keeping a lover warm. The spark of an idea will always match the fuming language we decide to pour out of our mouths, but I forgot that the voice does the work of the Buddha, so why would I ever call someone gay before calling them beautiful? Why would I not praise the person that drinks the same water as me? Why would I lift my voice just to put someone else down? You see, us humans, we have a habit of overpowering and taking what doesn't belong to us, but I pray that we are making our way towards the moment when our tongues are the only thing left for us to conquer. And if there's one thing that I've learned about being a poet, it's that it's not about what you have to say in your poem, it's about what you have to say when your poem is done.
I'm 10. As the boys jumped me and took the chain that the boy I worked for gave me, I cried a little bit. Boy I worked for though, he hit me and said, "Man, don't cry, punk." And he had me a gun. It was heavy. What's a father figure?
What's up, y'all watching the 2014 Eastland Poetry Festival?
Dear Chief Keef, I heard through the grapevine that you don't like fuck niggas, Mr. Keef. I heard that you don't like sneak disses. I also heard that you don't like stalking ass bitches, and I could go on and on and on about all the things that you don't like. But Senior Keef, what do you like? I can imagine you like the finer things. I can tell by your music videos. You got Gucci belts, Fendi belts, Louis belts, a lot of belts, not a lot of shirts. Why don't you like shirts, Sergeant Keef? I'm 300% sure you can't afford them. You got Bands Boy in there in your pants, boy. You got Raris and Rovers, and apparently these hoes love Chief Sosa, but how can you even enjoy the tender caress of a young maiden when you can't even brush against her without your ashy nipples igniting a fire in her baby hairs? What do you like, Dr. Keef? Do you like the sensation of a breeze coursing its way through your baby dreads? Do you like the gentle chafing of house arrest bracelets? The feel of a dozen half-naked men bumping into you, shouting, "Oh, blah," like a sweet serenade, grunting and fingering AKs in your grandma's basement? I mean, who wouldn't like that? Do you like the sensation of your lips cracking against the brutality of the Chicago wind? Because it looks like you do. And by your lyrics, I can tell that you don't like consonants. Oh, and on, oh. So you must like vowels, right? Right? Father Keith! Why must there be so much negativity in your life? Too many negations and not enough affirmations. Hugging the block but never hugging your parents. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? You're bottling up your emotions along with that codeine and Sprite. You're cutting and bagging your feelings like that yayo. Your face is probably just ashy from a lack of tears. Let those tears fall, Papa Keith. Let those tears inundate your grandma's basement. Wash away those indictments, those Gucci belts, those thirsty thotties, and cry, Rabbi Keith. Cry until you cannot cry anymore. And when you are through, put your hand to your chest and feel your heartbeat. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. And let everything that you don't like go. And if you can't do that, well, that's that shit I don't like.
The book, titled Adulterated, chronicles the love affair between Adama and Ahmad in the riot-filled streets of Baltimore City. This Amazon bestseller tells a thrilling tale of a whirlwind romance, wrought with social and political drama. Adulterated is now available on Amazon.com. Sex, love, scandal, adulterated. Get it now on Amazon.com. The book, titled Adulterated.
The J.R. Wood Group of Senior Life Insurance Company offers final expense life insurance coverage for individuals from ages 0 to 85 to apply for coverage. No medical exam, no physical exam, no blood work. Apply by phone or schedule an in-home consultation. We provide products to fit your needs in your budget. Just call the J.R. Wood Group today, and remember, we've got you covered. The J.R. Wood Group, 1-800-971-8028. The J.R. Wood Group, 1-800-971-8028.
I'm back. By unpopular. By a lot of questions, unpopular questions. They were like, "Where is she at, yo? Is she coming back? Is she not coming back? Please don't let her come back." But I'm back with Sadiyah. Hey! Did you start praying? I felt like you started praying. Pray Slay over there. Like, she is not slaying, so it's time for me to pray.
Hey, Becca.
Hey.
Someone save me from Becca.
Oh, no. You gotta stay here forever and ever and ever.
That sounds weird to say as a Muslim. Someone saved me from Mecca.
Oh.
I'm supposed to go there. Wait.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. How that worked. That's why you're the poet and I'm just over here.
What? Okay.
Okay, so Sadiyah has a poem for us.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that poem?
I do have a poem.
All right, Beyonce.
Can we disclaim it? Can I disclaim my poem?
Yeah, sure.
I hate when people be like, no disclaimers for your poem. But if I want to tell you,
is this
why
Brave
I
New
wrote
Voices? Oh man, they about to hire me. Hold up, let me chill.
Whoa.
Oh, upside down.
Your paycheck revoked. Okay.
Revoked.
So this poem, it's got a really long title. It's called "Building a Home in Safia Al Hilo and Haneen Abdel Halim." So so my dad is Arab and I was raised Arab, and my dad's like Afro-Arab, like he's not like white Arab, but all of my life I've kind of had to deal with this like stigma of being like an Afro-Arab woman, and then like people not understanding that, especially like white Arabs. It was kind of like, no, you're not really Arab. You're just like the little black girl. Calm down. Like nobody would speak Arabic to me. Nobody would like treat me as though like that was my heritage and things like that. So I wrote this poem from like a medley of different experiences that I had to deal with growing up as like an Afro-Arab woman and not being respected as such for my heritage. So this is the poem. Do you know what loneliness it brings having a language written on your skin that you cannot speak? Bastard children of diaspora who know too much of longing for cultural meaning in a place you were too black to belong to anyway. There are few words I know in Arabic. Besides, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. I know ma'alish, it's okay. Mafi mushkila, no problem. Anna ismi, my name is. Most of what I know in this language written on my skin is pacifying and submissive. Everything I know my foremothers not to be. I guess this is why as a young girl I got lost in boys whose skin actually translate into news coverage, praying they would unlock this language resting in my vocal cords and bring it back to me on their taste buds. These boys with mothers who have Napoleon complex, not of shortness, but of bitterness for black. My grandfather lives in the country of the Sphinx. This boy's mother wanted to know how much of the blackness in my nose she could massacre off before she dared to call me daughter-in-law. This is the complex of a Muslim community. The first time my sister went to Egypt, they called her Abid. I know this word well. It means slave. When she stood next to a pyramid, an Egyptian man swore she was Cleopatra and clutched his heart like the pharaoh gasping for air when the sea came down on his lungs. How do you translate this language? How could one man see slave and the other see queen by reading the same skin? 3 black boys, shot execution style in their homes. We share skin, we share country. The night they died, I cried a river to shame the Nile. A Muslim woman who demanded their justice was replied to by another Muslim woman who said, before we jump to conclusions, let's make sure it's not gang related and pray it's not Islamophobia. I know I'm not good with language, but from that I heard, if a black boy dies and there's no Islamophobia around to take the blame, it's okay to cripple his blood because it's probably gang-related anyway. Tell me, what's the word for nigga in your language, and at what part of this poem did you tattoo that on me? When the uprising in Baltimore happened, a Persian man wrote a Facebook status saying, rest in peace, meaningful protest. I commented back saying, I must have read that wrong. See, I'm not good with language. Don't you mean rest in peace, Freddie Gray, the actual noun that died? He replied, no. I guess it's hard for people to comprehend me. I guess I'm not the one who has a problem with language. I'm sorry that a black child's heartbeat is a dialect only I seem to understand.
Okay, everybody's microphone. Okay.
Woo.
Can you flash your painting real quick? Show everybody your
Yay, painting!
Dope.
Yay! Shout out to Carlos. We're painting for our artist now. Okay. Bye. Okay. I was on Facebook Live. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, wow. No phone.
Jeez.
Shut up. Anyway, that was insane. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. It's just like I'm like.
That's right.
Oh my god, it's Sadiyah's in my room. Oh my god, she's here.
Stop. Stop. You gotta.
So
stop.
was that a real situation? The whole.
So everything that happened was a real. Everything in that poem is a real situation.
Right. Oh my gosh. So he just was like, no.
He was basically like, no, that's not what I mean. Like, I mean, rest in peace, meaningful protest. And then he posted that thing that was like, it was a picture of MLK, and it was like, this is a protest, this is a riot. And I was like, if the first one worked, why the hell are we still doing the second one in 2016?
Think about that. Ooh.
So yeah, so
over. Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you for gracing us.
So everything that happened in that poem actually happened. Like, my sister did go to Egypt to visit my grandparents, and this person called her Abid, which means slave. And then another person, she got really dressed up to go to the pyramids one time. Like, she had the makeup on and everything. She got really dressed up, and she was, she had a friend who was a photographer, and this man looked at her, and he was like, Cleopatra, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, which is basically like something you say when you're trying to it's like something you say when you're just like, oh my God, like, you know how people be like, oh, Jesus take the wheel, like, that's kind of like Jesus take the wheel for Muslims. So he was like, he literally thought like Cleopatra like reincarnated herself and came back in 2016, and he was like, oh my God. So yeah, that's all real events of my life.
Wow. That's an amazing story, and thank you for sharing it with us. Was that new?
Thank you for having. No, that's like 2 years old.
Okay. No, I mean, because I saw you with the tablet, and I'm like, yes. I'm glad we got the vault. We got the vault.
Right.
I'm happy. So everybody, this is the end of our show. Good show. Everybody good?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go.
Oh wait, no. Let me put on a beat. Let me put on some fire.
Oh.
I don't know what beat to end this all.
She about to say something.
I don't know. Who's this? I'm so slow.
Whoa.
Oh, here we go. Anyway, so. Oh, is this on? Oh, no.
Hey.
There we go. Anyway, so where can they find you at, Carlos?
Find me on Twitter at LoisG2 and on Instagram at LoisG1. Just letter G and 1.
Yay. What about you, Trinae? Where can they find you at?
You can find me on IG at MoniJ __. That's MANIJAY _. Follow me, y'all. I follow back.
I might do a double one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna mess up. I know. What about you, Sadiyah?
You can follow me on Instagram at grandmaster.fleek. Yeah.
I never noticed that in this beat before. Anyway, Grandmaster Fleek. I gotta actually
Grandmaster Fleek. Yeah.
Anyway, you can follow me and the show everywhere but my house. You can follow me everywhere but my house at Mechamorphosis on everything, and follow the show everywhere at SoapBOX Poetry Radios. Or you can find the hashtag Speak Outside the Box. Please stay tuned for Sadiyah's book, Catch These Hands.
Whoop, whoop.
Plug and pluggity plug. I should have asked you more about that. I forgot about that part. Cause then I was really interested after I said the title. I was like, but anyway, we will do a full article on that once we get our hands on that book.
Yay.
Can't wait.
Or you just gotta bring me back. Duh.
Nah.
Oh wow. Becca's like, any chance that you want to have a pizza? No.
I will ruin that for you. I have to ruin it for you. No pizza for you. No pizza for you. None. Okay. That's the end of the show, everybody. This is SoapBOX Poetry Radio. Speak outside the box.
Speak outside the box.